Jujitsu, when I hit you, then I split you.
All right, so May 22nd, episode 5, Two Live Fools, folks. It's me and myself and my buddy Garrett over here coming at you with our next episode. So I think we have some good news for you.
We do have some good news. Well, for New Jersey, we saw a little bit earlier today that the governor lifted outdoor gatherings from 10 to 25 people.
Yeah.
Social distancing still may apply. Mm-hmm. It's like one of them credit card fees. And then they indoor gatherings, I think, were also bumped up to 10 people or a little bit higher. They're opening the parks, stuff like that. You know, they still want everybody to wear their tinfoil mask and keep 6 feet away. Yes. So, but step in the right direction. And
absolutely.
I think the governor is feeling the fury of the people. I don't know. What do you think, Drew?
Yeah, I think so, man. It's you know, we talked earlier this week about these small business owners, and like I said, what are we in, like month 3?
Going on, yeah.
So at some point, like we were kind of talking about, like, something's got to give, and I think the people are really starting to really rise up and say, like, come on, man, like throw us a bone here, like this goes one more month, we might not have these businesses to go back to. We might not have these small mom and pop shops to go back to. So, it's a step in the right direction. Like me, on the other hand, I feel at the point, like, enough is enough. This is coming from a consumer. Like, I know you're on the business aspect of it, but at this point, like, we've hit Memorial Day weekend, like, starting to get warmer out, and it's.
Yeah, I mean, from a business owner standpoint, I was over this the first day they shut us down. Just because, when you're looking at data and numbers, like, I've been following this very closely, obviously because it affects me. But, I mean, I am a consumer of other things, I don't own every business in the world. Wish I did. Be in a lot better spot, right? But, I mean, it just comes down to, we've said it 1,000 times already. Like, it's raw data, and if you're looking at the raw data, like, there's a 99.98% chance that you're going to survive. So it just doesn't make sense anymore. And, even the people that were real nervous in the beginning, you're starting to see that tide switch, man. Like, everybody's just like, this is ridiculous. And the other great thing I think that's happened, to say it one way, is everybody's woke now.
Woke, yes.
They're woke now.
Indeed.
They're on to the mainstream media. They're realizing that they're lying to them, or not being completely factual or pushing certain spins. Like we see it all the time with, like, clickbait. Oh, the headline says one thing, but then you read the article and you're like, what the that wasn't even what it was about in the headline. But a lot of people read the headline and just bang, share it. Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of people, and I'm really happy to see a lot more people become informed.
Yeah.
They're really, utilizing those resources to get that information. And then from that point on, utilizing those resources to make their own decisions. Not so much just following, those updates they get in their email or they get on their social media. Really, like, doing their research to see, like, what's really going on here? Like,
damn the man. Damn the man, Drew.
And using that, and making those decisions for themselves. I know on my end, when this first kind of started, I was just relying on the resources that were, being sent to me, like those email updates, like social media. But then after some point, I really started to, really do my homework and see what's going on.
You had to.
Yeah.
Because, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but I tend to do that sometimes, so I apologize ahead of time. But anybody with half a dome piece, like, you could see that stuff is just not making sense, And, it's they're not putting stuff out. If they are, it's half truthful. And then stuff that they're trying to sneak through here and do this and put in bills and do that. I mean, like, how many of us, myself included, have you read a legislative bill? It's like pages and pages, and then all of a sudden you get on page 76, and it's like, oh yeah, and we're gonna light dogs on fire for the 4th of July, and that's what it's gonna be like, and you're like, oh, but it's the Help the Old People Act. And you're like, but how the fuck did they get a burning dog act into that? Like, what does that even have to do with it, So I think the people are actually really, becoming more informed. And I think that's a positive thing, whatever way you're leaning. I mean, like I said, we live in a free country for now. Yeah. And I think the people are getting a taste of what it would be like to be under somebody's thumb so tightly. And, I know myself, I've never liked that, so I've always been on one way. Mm-hmm. But the people that were, that they think, this person or the government and this stuff has everybody's best interests in hand is really learning firsthand. Yeah. We're in New Jersey, right? Yep. We've talked about this, and it's usually a very blue state. Yes. There's very pockets, especially where we are right now, are more red states, I guess. Or so, you're starting to see a shift. Even like the people that were like voting a certain way are like, I will never do this again. Like even if they're not jumping ship, they're like, I'm going to the middle. Yeah. Because this is too crazy, And we all know, like I saw a thing, it was, what was it this morning? I saw it on one of the podcasts I listened to that you need to realize that the left wing and the right wing are attached to the same bird. Yeah. So, you guys got to, just think for yourselves and try to make the best decisions you can for that. But, so we're seeing some progress with that. Another funny note, Drew. Mm-hmm. As a dark man, how do you feel about Joe Biden?
My wife brought that to me this morning. I was fucking kidding me. But apparently, if I support Trump, I'm not black. Which I don't support Trump, but at the same time, like saying that, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, bro. I mean, that's one of those things. Like, listen, and we've talked about it. Like, love him or hate him. I mean, Trump's not everybody's cup of tea, but we're all not everybody's cup of tea, So, like, he says some shit sometimes, and you're like, oh god, like, like when you get like embarrassed for somebody else, and like your butthole puckers, and you're like, oh no, why did he say it? Stop saying it, turn it off, But at the same time, like, we just read some tweet, right? Mm-hmm. Like it was what's that lady's name? Maria something from the Morning Joe or something. Yes. The blonde-haired lady, and she said something like, well, is Twitter in on this? Like, just take Trump's Twitter account away. It would, save the country. And then he tweets back, whatever, Karen. And I was like, bro, that's the president of the United States, and I don't care whether you like him, hate him, whatever. That's fucking funny.
Yeah. I want to be honest. I did laugh when I see that. I'm like, all right,
dude, that's funny. Like, you have no soul if you don't think that's funny. Right? Yeah. So, I mean, it's just crazy. Like, what shit's going on and what's getting away with right now and what's not getting away with right now. And it's just, I mean, I think the good thing is, people are just getting more informed. Yeah. And they're making, their own decisions instead of being told what to be made. Yeah.
People are really, really trying to sift through because a lot of it, like, when that information out there, a lot of it, it doesn't make sense, but they're really learning to sift through and really find what makes sense and really find those trends and use that to important decisions. And I think that's important. Not just in this current situation, but just anything moving forward. I agree. I think you'll start to see that uptick of people really, really beginning to question these things that are put in place. A lot of people, I know on my end, a lot of times I can tend to be very passive and kind of go with the flow. But after
unless you're trying to choke me, but continue.
It's situational. Basically.
Yeah, I get you.
Listen, when you're trying to rip my leg off, I got to do something.
I understand.
But it's good. It's forced me, and I'm glad that I'm starting to see this trend of people really take everything that's being thrown at them on a daily basis and really trying to pick through it and sort through it and really, really make those really educated decisions on their own. So that's nice. I know a lot of. I'm seeing that in my family. I'm seeing that with myself. I'm seeing that with my friends. So that's good. And I mean, like with these changes, with this most recent update, like I'm happy that this will really help in a sense. I know there's still that kind of ban on like personal care and all these other things. There's still some items that are still or places are still mandated to be closed.
Listen, he's feeling the heat, so he had to loosen the reins somehow.
Yeah.
And even though this is another issue I've seen is the legislature or of New Jersey, the Senate and House has always been super heavy on his side, and he's starting to lose support.
Yeah.
So I think he's hitting a oh shit bug and I dug my heels in.
Yeah.
I was the king of New Jersey, and now the subjects are starting to fight back, and now I'm starting to lose like my lieutenant, and I'm starting to lose my sergeant at arms, and I'm starting to lose this one. So it's like, oh, I got to try to right this ship or let it go a little bit. But I mean that's that's the nature of the beast though. Like you want to be, it ain't easy to be king. Yeah. No matter what area you're in, you have to make tough decisions, and I understand that, and you have to make educated decisions.
Correct.
But you don't have to double down on stupidity.
Yeah. And
that's the biggest thing. It's like, it takes a bigger man or woman to admit they're wrong than to double down on stupidity, and I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, man, I think he's feeling the heat. He's trying to give everybody a little ray of hope. I'm sure the people around him were like, But, I also saw something, he's like, gyms are Petri dishes, like, comparing us to, whatever. But, like, I mean, I've said it myself, so, like, I'm not going to read that far into it. Some people are like, oh, you're calling my business a Petri dish? Yeah. Bro, it is what it is. Like, if we have to, I feel like, as a community, thicker skin.
Yeah.
Like, not everything's going to be the little... People are worrying about shit that doesn't matter, and then the big shit, when it comes up, they're just like, oh, yeah, that's no big deal. And it's like, oh, you want to microchip my children? That's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
My dog running on the beach is not a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
So, people need perspective. And it's just like, I think the perspective has been allowed to go such a broad range and a broad view now, where everybody can be offended over everything, and everybody can have, everybody can get upset about every little thing, when it's like, what's the saying they always told you when you're a kid? Don't sweat the small stuff, man. Don't. And people are sweating the small stuff, making it big stuff, and then the big stuff, they're just not even recognizing it. It's like, man, you got it. I don't know, man. It just drives me nuts.
And I get it. Like, I can understand where, like, the Petri dish comment comes from.
Yeah, me too. I don't gym.
Like
I get it.
And granted, I don't like it. Like, listen, if you're someone who trains in, like, a gym lifting weights, if you're in, like, a gym like training jiu-jitsu, and you get sweaty and you have some body fluids, but you also have to realize, too, I think one thing this is kind of
we clean that place a lot better than most places. Yeah.
Just precautions. And everyone, I think, I've kind of seen more people get more apps. Obviously, when this first started, you saw people like washing their hands a lot more and taking those precautions to really protect themselves. And a lot of these gyms were essentially doing that beforehand, because you and I, we've trained at multiple gyms, and there's always that ongoing trend. As soon as class is over, there's someone out there with the mop. Now, because it started, now it's become a lot more gyms become, even yours, with like disinfecting and like keeping everything clean. So it's not like you just started doing this.
Well,
you've been doing this as soon as
well, that's the thing. Like, we've talked about this, over every episode. It's like, this is nothing new to me.
Yeah.
This is nothing new to me. I deal with, I understand that, fluids and everything else. I deal with it the most.
Yeah.
So our place is you're going to tell me the grocery store ain't a Petri dish?
Yeah.
Because there's people going in and out of that grocery store that haven't washed their hands, touching your food, taking it home, doing this. There's people that haven't showered in 8 days that are going into the grocery store, coming in. At least I know in my academy, they're showering, they're washing their hands, they're hitting their face, and the whole place of everything that everybody touches. From my door handles, inside and out. From my walls getting mopped every day. My mats on the ground. Anything we touch in here gets sprayed every day. Focus mitts, TRXs, heavy bags, kettlebells. I literally spray all that stuff every day.
Yeah.
So, it's nothing new for me.
Yeah. My first job out of college, I was a retail sales rep, and I worked primarily in New York. So I was in and out of I managed about 120 different grocery stores all throughout New York. So I was in and out of stores every day, and I'm in the shelves. I'm packing up products and packing away products. So I'm touching different
How
things.
much dust was on you at the end of that day?
Oh, so and I'd be wearing regular clothes like dust. Yeah. But I remember watching the staff, because I was always interacting with the staff and whatnot. I'd always see guys, and this isn't like yesterday. This is 5+ years ago, and I used to see guys in masks and gloves. And sometimes different types of clothing. And I remember asking a couple guys, I'm like, hey, I noticed, and this wasn't just one store, just a couple of stores asking us, like, hey, why do you guys wear so much gear? And a couple of the guys said the same thing. It's like, well, you got to listen. Like, there's all these products that come from various different locations, and plus there's people in and out of the stores touching everything.
And all the people in that other location that prepped it, shipped it, and you know.
So they say it's just a precaution. It's not like they've gotten like Ebola. But one guy I talked to for an hour, I think he was a grocery manager. He's like, listen, there's produce, canned goods, frozen goods. He's like, this stuff's coming from all over the world, different packing, different plants and whatnot.
Different standards.
Different states. So, you're touching, it's not just where it came from. You also realize there's people in and out of the stores. Like, we're in the city. Like, we're not in some little small town.
Yeah.
People coming in, touching products. They take it. They walk around the store. They don't want it. They put it back on the shelf. So, we always do that because, for a while we were seeing, like, guys coming in and, like, touching all products and not wearing your protection. And then we're getting sick. And I'm not talking about, like, like hardcore diseases, but, they were getting, like, the colds and stuff, like, frequently. And then we kind of decide, well, you got to realize there's so many different hands touching all these different products.
And then it's put in a box that's hidden in a some are a humid, dark environment which spreads certain things, and then even a dark, cool environment will basically freeze dry something. So then once it hits the air, it boom activates again. You know.
So he said it's just like a safe precaution protecting, and not trying to get off the trend here, but this is just a precaution, kind of using common sense here when you're in some type of environment when you have different types of stuff being touched by different hands. And, I'm starting to see that. I started to see that now, especially at work. Well, before, I was sent to work from home. But, once you started to get wind of this, people were washing hands, doing things, their workstation, because my office has an open seating arrangement. So people are really getting, a lot cleaner when they leave for the day or when they come in the morning. Taking wipes, quick wipe down, nothing crazy. Wipe down their station before they drop.
Wipe down their phone, stuff like that.
So that's gonna be, and that's I guess that's a good thing.
It's good and bad though, because like we've talked about it too. Like you need good bacteria on your skin.
Yeah.
You need good flora. If you don't have that stuff, you're gonna get sick because your skin is not healthy. And it's gonna start getting dried out and cracked and all that other stuff. So it's what we say all the time. It's balance.
Yeah.
It's balance.
It's just general awareness.
Yeah, just be aware.
Just be aware of like especially when flu season comes around again.
Dude, I haven't touched a restroom toilet handle in 25 years. Like I flush that with my foot every single time. That's how I am. And even like a gas station bathroom, I don't even open it with my hand. I open it with my foot. Yeah. That's just how I've always been. Like luckily I can kick and stuff.
There's a lot of people like that. So I mean, it's you're starting to see that awareness. So that's why I'm still a little kind of confused when I still see these areas kind of closed, because people are a lot more keen, a lot more aware to like how to protect themselves. Pre-training, post-training, during their training. So they're doing what they need to do. And like I said, like gyms with our train here, or I'm at George's, like that mat's hit with a mop. Now we're like disinfecting the walls and whatnot. And people themselves are more keen to keeping fingernails trimmed because you don't want to get clogged, and also dirt and bacteria up under your nails. Personal hygiene after you train, you get that, you get in there with soap. Gotta use the soap. Yeah. Wash yourself down. Make sure you're good.
If you do like soap, though, shameless plug right here. One of my boys up in Canada, Christian. He owns a Kimura soap company, so check them out. I know you can use any regular soap. I carry it here at the gym, but it's an all natural soap. Yeah. Where it's like tea tree oil and like natural stuff. It doesn't dry you out as bad, because a lot of those defense soaps and stuff they'll dry you out because of that tea tree. But it's a good product. But check them out if you want. But I mean, like you gotta, don't be a dirtball. You can't just rinse off. You gotta, The one thing I've heard too, staying on this subject a little bit, maybe before we switch gears, is like there's good sweat and bad sweat. So what do we mean by that? Like if you're gonna go, like if you train a lot, you can't like I said, I got staph infection because I was training a lot and I was showering 2-3 times a day, and it was drying me out and I was getting more susceptible and so on and so forth. So one of my old fighters, he got a staph infection, and his doctor said to him, he's like, all right, there's 2 types of sweats. One you're not going to shower, one you're gonna. If you're just running or jogging and it's your own sweat, don't shower. Yeah. If you're gonna, unless you're going out or it's like your one shower for the day or whatever, but like if you have other people sweat on you, then you shower. Yeah. So I mean, like, so you're not overkilling your good flora and good bacteria. And I think the other thing that really helps with that is good gut health. Yes. Like taking your probiotics or whatever you do to do those things. Yeah.
And those those are always like little things like that. I know you and I talked about like stats last week. In regards to vitamin D, and they were like testing people, and a lot of the people who got really sick were deficient. So there's different items you can look out there. Like there's
well,
probiotics.
where we are too, like where we are, like everybody's vitamin D deficient because we're locked inside and covered for 6 months out of the year. Yeah. So like especially in the colder climates, a lot of people have that, and that affects your mood and everything else, man.
It does, man. So,
it does.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there you can supplement yourself with if needed. Like probiotics, there's vitamin D supplements, there's multis. There's things out there you can use to not just for defense to get this, but just for like your
general health. Yeah, and I mean that's the other thing too is like if you want to get into like the over farming and everything, like we don't get as much nutrients out of each apple anymore, or cucumber, or whatever it is, or even the meat, because the ground's been turned over so many times so quick, it doesn't get the nutrients back in it, so on and so forth. So a lot of times you do have to take supplements because even if you're like, I'm eating healthy, I'm getting all that, I'm getting this, I'm getting that, and if it's not like organically grown or whatever, and like I ain't no big hippy dippy, like I eat all sorts of stuff, just try to make those educated decisions for yourself.
Yeah. So I think kind of moving on from that. I guess we're coming on the Memorial Day weekend. So
America!
A lot of you folks are getting ready to take that long weekend. I know I need some time off because I've been working like 16 plus hour days, and it's starting to wear on me. So you and I were just talking as we were enjoying our delicious bagel sandwiches. Where do we get those from again?
Denagles.
Denagles. Fantastic.
Bagels in Lake Hopakon. They are Miss Mia downstairs and her husband Ed. They got a nice little operation down there. Very good food. So if you guys are ever in the area, check it out.
Yeah, definitely won't be disappointed. So I was thinking this morning too as I was taking my daughter for a walk. Like what I've been doing, like kind of adapting to the new. I guess. I hate to call it the new normal.
Don't you say it.
It's not.
You cannot say it.
This isn't normal. But I mean,
it's like Voldemort, bro. Harry Potter. Do not speak his name, right? It's like something like that.
Yeah.
I
think that.
You shall not be mentioned or something.
I think I read one of those books and I just watched the movie.
So first of all, I just watch movies. I know.
Yeah.
I'm a horrible human.
But it's so interesting. I know a lot of folks are probably thinking like, oh, what did I do last year versus this year? And I think this was a good time for. I guess this little update to the banner and whatnot. So but I think
first things first, we were allowed to be goddamn Americans last year.
I think no matter what, people are going to be out because it's going to be nice this weekend, and people are just like, fuck this. Like I've been in the box for the past 3 months. I'm going to go out. I'm lining up that grill. I'm making chicken wings.
Yeah.
Like this and that. So I think about like what I was doing like last year. I mean, last year
out of all the fucking things you could have put on the grill, it had to be chicken wings.
Yeah.
What the fuck's the matter with you? No ribs.
Well, that's like the appetizer.
Oh, now you gotta clarify.
You see?
Yeah.
It's not just...
yeah, I was
I'm not a fucking animal. Right? You start with the little wings, all right? Then you throw in the dogs, then the burgers.
Yo, I got a new Traeger.
Oh, my God.
It's so exciting.
I mean, jealous. I'm a little bit jealous. You're my friend, so I can't be that upset. I'm like, all right, that's actually pretty fucking
well, all my boys that have them, they're like, bro, welcome to the club. Like, and they're like such dorks. They're like, that's a nice rig, bro. I'm getting texts like that. I'm like, it's a fucking grill smoker thing. And they're like, no, that's a rig, man. Like, it's big. Like, you can cook a pig on that thing, Yeah. And then what's it called? My other buddies that don't have them, I got like 4 messages from my fucking wife. We're fighting right now. I saw your Traeger. He's like, I'm happy for you, and I fucking hate you at the same time. I'm like, yeah, bitches.
Yeah,
so
I think about when we look at the grill because I got like a decent like Weber when I first moved into her house.
Weber.
But I figure like especially like your grill. I know for me. That's probably the closest I'm gonna get to like owning a Ferrari.
I know exactly.
So
I just bought myself a Maserati and grills.
Yeah, so you're gonna see like once you finish cooking, what's the first thing you're breaking out? You're breaking out the brush. You're cleaning everything. You're wiping it down. You throw the cover over it.
Oh yeah, dude, the cover for the thing was $100. I was like, Jesus.
You check on it every couple of days, make sure it's got no surface rust or anything. So. I think it's interesting. People see it, it's like, do you ever use this thing? I'm like, but you gotta see the process, like a 10-step process. Yeah. When the food comes off and goes in the house, I'm out there, or everyone's like eating, like scrubbing it down.
Yeah, but it's easier for me, and I'm sure for you, it's easier to do it then when it's warm and it's here, and you don't forget about it. It's not kicked on for 12 hours. Like, comes back to cleanliness. Look, we're even clean with our grills.
Yeah.
So
I'm messing around when it comes to like the grill or my cooking surfaces or anything like that. But
even though it kills it, but that's what they says. So So yeah, so Memorial Day weekend, right? So I know for us, like in the jiu-jitsu community, there's always like a big Memorial Day, open mats that we're used to going to besides the barbecues. Yeah, so I mean, it's like that's one of the things I think we'll miss is the big open mats, or even if they're not big, like I'll have one, and sometimes we got a couple guys, 10, 12 guys, and it's just like it's the boys getting together and having fun before the families and the boys get together and have some fun, or the girls.
I was thinking about holiday open mats. That's always like a good thing. Kind of see your folks before you go and hang out with the family. So. Unfortunately, there won't really be one this year. But I think what was it last year? I think there was a pretty decent turnout. I think I did a couple open mats last year for.
We go down there. I have one here on a certain day. Somebody else has one on another day, and whatever ones you can make. That's a big thing in the jiu-jitsu community too. Is like we don't take holidays off either. So I have a Thanksgiving Eve or a Thanksgiving Day open mat. So we'll come train, and I used to throw my turkey in, come teach or roll for 2 hours, and then by the time I got home, I had another hour and a half left on turkey, and every mom and Rand and them are getting the sides ready or whatever, and yeah. So we have a Christmas Eve mat. I know some guys that have a Christmas Day mat. When I didn't have kids, I'd go do that. With the kids, it's a little bit, but once they get a little older, then it's all right. We get up, get our shit, and I can go train again. Yeah. So but we do it on all holidays. New Year's Day mat, open mat, stuff like that. So it's just kind of weird not having that aspect of our our jiu-jitsu lifestyle.
Yeah.
Coming in right now is okay. A lot of people haven't trained in months. Some people are doing their speakeasy training. Me and you are shooting content and stuff, so we've been around each other, so we haven't trained as much as we should have or we like to, but we're starting to get back into that pace and train 1 or 2 times a week with each other and just get our rounds in.
We're slowly dying less every time.
We started out with 5, then we did 6, now we did 7 or 8 rounds today, so we're building back up. We're building back up.
Certain things are starting to move again, so it's good, but I think that's going to be kind of hard this year. And even, I'm pretty sure as far as the regular festival, I'm pretty sure people are just going to go see their families because it's just what? It's the holidays now, and then what's next? 4th of July. So I'm pretty sure people are going to be out.
Listen,
which will be awesome to see.
That not seeing my family lasted literally 3 weeks with us. Yeah. My kids are used to seeing their grandmothers all the time. They both live close. They're both always at our house. We got 3 little boys, so Rand and myself, we need help sometimes. Just even I need to go clean up the basement. Can you watch these animals for 3 minutes? But they're used to coming over, and they'll eat dinner with us some nights, and that's what we want. We want our if our mothers want to be there, we want them there, and our moms are really helpful, and they're really good, and we're blessed to have two good mothers that help us out. And then my sister was in the hospital. She works there. She works in a psych ward for children. So everything was overkill. And then it was after a while, I'm my kids if we're gonna go down in the ship, if our mothers are willing to take the chance and they're okay, that's on them. They're grown women. I know the last thing they would want to do is obviously get any of the little kids sick. Yeah. And obviously the last thing we want to do is get our own mother sick. Yeah. But if both my mom's a gangster, bro. Yeah. She's straightforward, straight up, whether she feels good, she said, she's if I was gonna go out, I want to be around my family.
Yeah.
I don't,
my mom, man. It lasted. I'm gonna say, it probably lasted around 3 weeks before my mom was just I was just home on a Sunday, and mom was oh, hey, I'm in the neighborhood. I'm gonna drop some food off.
Yeah, no, that's what happens because they start getting stir crazy, and they did the same thing.
She just she has the key to my house, and she's got the code to my garage, so she just lets herself in.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm just whatever.
Yeah. Hey, we let ourselves in their house for a certain amount of time, so
it
kind of goes full circle. Yeah.
I mean, if I'm just wandering.
Well, we also live with them for our whole lives, so
so you can't turn that off. What I mean? So it's.
There needs to be some boundaries, though.
Yeah. We're all taking, like I said, everyone's taking their needed precautions, but at some point, my mom's I miss my granddaughter, I miss my son, I miss.
Listen, I've been hugging my mom the whole life, and I'll tell you what, I've been really, really sick, where I've ended up in the hospital, like I said, with staph infection, or I had a norovirus really bad one time, and I was like on death's door. I lost like 15 pounds in 8 hours, throwing up, everything. They had to put a bunch of bags of saline in me, and or the IV bags, and I literally sucked in like 2 or 3 IV bags, and they had to give me stuff. And you know who was sitting there with me?
Yeah.
My mother.
Yeah.
Sick as a dog, where like I could have got her sick, and she didn't run. So what? Like, that's just how I'm built. I ain't gonna run. Like, we're gonna stick together. You can't.
They can't. Yeah.
And we can't as parents now too. Like, your kid's sick as hell. Like, Gunner got real sick. I slept in the hospital bed with that kid. Like, and he was sick. And I am the biggest germaphobe, scared to death of getting sick. Hate it, don't like it, but like, at the same time, I don't not live my life. And if my child needs me, I'm there, man. Like, that's just how I'm built. Like,
like I said, you're not turning that switch off. Like they're
can't.
not. We can't. It's just, what are you gonna do, man?
It's how you're built.
Yeah, and like I said, you and I, we've trained for years. Like we've had our different infections, so it's like we know we've been sick. We get it. We know what to do. Is like try and protect ourselves. But sometimes it happens. Sometimes you get sick. Like I was showering all the time, keeping myself clean. When I got staph, it's just.
It happens, and that's really person to person.
Yeah.
Somebody has staph again, and the other thing is, like we said, staph's on your body. It's just that one day it decides to be like, "Fuck off, you're gonna die."
Yeah.
And we're used to dealing with those things in this thing, in this thing we do, like the mob, right? In this thing of ours. So, but it's we're used to it, and we take the precautions, and we take the calculated risk, and we love what we do. So it's one of those things, like I said before, guys that base jump, that's a calculated goddamn risk, right? And but they take it because they love it, or like, hey, I need to go to a store. Well, you get in the car, calculated risk. That's more dangerous than this. So we all do it. We all do it every day. It's just some people will take a higher risk and some people won't, and that's okay. You don't want to take the risk, don't.
Just don't.
But you can't tell somebody else not to, and then. Well, it's affecting me.
Yeah.
But is it?
Yeah.
But is it really? So.
I'm hopeful. I mean, like I said, I feel like you and I talk about this every day. Like the people are really starting to kind of rise up and really starting to put pressure on our governor and our government.
Well, dude, I think it's even getting. Harder because we're coming into what? Memorial Day. What is that? That's like America Day. Yep. And then right after it, what comes in? 4th of motherfucking July.
Yeah.
Shooting off fireworks, guns, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Right? So, this is like American holidays where it's like, proud to be an American. This is our identity. Blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Now, you're always going to have your haters be like, oh, you're proud of the slavery? Oh, you're proud of this? Like, no, motherfucker. Obviously, we're not proud of that, but... You never made a mistake?
Yeah.
That's a giant mistake. Don't get me wrong. I ain't putting that on that.
Yeah.
But like everybody makes a mistake, and and sometimes I try to look at like the country like, oh, those were its adolescent years. How much fucked up shit did you do when you were an adolescent? And then your teenage years, you're like, oh shit, I wish I could erase some of that.
That's a whole other.
And then 21, you're like, yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
Then 21, you're like, oh, we drank every day, and we're out every night at the clubs or at the bars. And then then you grow, but you learn from those things. And I feel like our country has been learning.
Yeah.
Except for Joe Biden, right?
We're getting into that, man.
Dude, that's hilarious, though. Come on, that's funny.
I was just looking, I'm like, really? I'm like, that's hurtful.
All right, so it is hurtful, but it's kind of funny.
It's
kind of funny. Like, you gotta
funny.
look, you can't, like we said, you can't get your butt hurt.
Yeah.
But, you could be like, oh, shit, that motherfucker just said that.
I just think about, his staff name when he saw that. It was just like,
dude,
really? Nobody?
I told you, butthole puckered. Yeah. The whole staff. Well, they've kept him locked in his house because they know he can't speak. The poor guy's got and it's fucked up. Like, why are you putting somebody who's obviously mentally deteriorated on a main stage? Like, that's cruel and unusual punishment in itself.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, we're coming around America time. Yeah. So, when you're feeling, we're all feeling, held down. I think it's a good and a bad thing, and I want to know your perspective on this because, I don't use this word ever.
Yeah.
But oppression, right? And I'm sure you've dealt with that word more than I have, right?
Yeah, in some
aspects,
yeah.
But whatever, it is what it is. But I feel like everybody's feeling the weight of oppression right now.
Yeah, in a sense, like I said, when this kind of started, seeing like there were certain rights being essentially stripped away from them, then yeah, absolutely, that could be considered like a form of like oppression.
Okay.
And I get it, like I said, for me on my end, I was fortunate enough that I'm able to work from home and do all this. I didn't really feel the effects that bad.
Yeah.
Being kind of kept to my house, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. I'm working from home most of the time anyway, so whatever. Now I'm just permanently at home, and it's whatnot. But then when I look at like my good friends and family members who actually own these businesses, and now they're just forced to shut down. There's nothing they can do, and even when they try to open, they're being shut down.
Yeah.
And they're being fined and whatnot. Like that could be considered like a form of like really pulling someone's rights away and like telling them it's like, all right, yeah, you can open up. I'm just gonna fine the shit out of you. Or I'm going to throw you in jail or things like that.
Or I'm going to throw your customers in jail.
Yeah, I'm going to throw your customers in jail. And it's just like, whatever. If you lose your business, you lose that. You can't pay for your house, can't pay your bills, like whatever.
But yeah, we still want you to pay your taxes.
Yeah, we still want you to pay your
taxes. Are still due on this day in New Jersey.
And these people are just like, well, what do you want me to do? Like, my hands are tied. My hands are fucking tied. You're giving me no source of income. I can't. I'm trying to get unemployment.
But you ain't turning off the bills.
Yeah, I filed for it. I haven't gotten it. Like
nope.
I still know friends who haven't received like their first check.
So I was eligible for unemployment. You want to hear this kicker? So as a small business owner, we weren't eligible, and then they made an exception, right? So it took me. I applied. They denied me. They said reapply again. I reapplied. It took 5 to 6 weeks for me to get my first check, which I just got like the other day. You know how much money they gave me?
How much?
$288 a week. Yeah. Yo. Like, what's that? $280. That's like feeding an African over there.
Yeah, it doesn't even buy groceries.
You know what I'm saying? Not even that. It's like, okay, like $1,000, not even $800 a month to live.
Yeah.
Like as a family of 5, like, luckily, like I said, I prepare for things, so I'm not in. That dire, but like I haven't got a paycheck in 3 months, and I know a lot of people that can't go without getting a paycheck 1 week.
Yes.
A lot of people live paycheck to paycheck, and I mean I am one of them, but I've just saved a little different, and I did stuff, so like I'm keeping my family afloat. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't know like how we're gonna recover from this. Like right now, yeah, like I'm grinding through the 2-3 months, and I'm figuring out how to pay this, figuring out how to pay that, and we're grinding, we're doing our thing. But like it's like, okay, now the wave, like we open back up, like that wave, like people aren't gonna be signing up. They don't got money, they don't got things. So it's like I'm worried about the wave, like a year from now, seeing everybody go out of business because we shut down for 3. I heard one of the economists say the other day, for each month we were shut down, it takes at least 3 months to try to recover. Yeah. So on a 3-month shutdown, we're talking about 9 months trying to recover, and that's a whole year wasted of income.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I understand, the money over lives thing again, but like, dude, everybody chooses money over lives every day. Now that you can sit on your mortal horse and ride it into the sunset. I didn't choose it. Like those are the same people that are getting paid more on unemployment. So I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, true. So love me or hate me, folks. I'm gonna tell you what I think.
Yeah.
So
So like I said, we'll see. This is, I guess this hopefully this is the first of many kind of updates, and like we'll see, and like I said, people are starting to push back, so we'll kind of see how this plays out for the next couple of weeks.
Damn the motherfucking man.
Yeah. I'm hopeful for my friends, and I always tell people like especially my friends, like any way that I can help, and like especially for other folks, like any way that you can kind of help your fellow small business owner, and I'm sure people are. They're doing what they can to help people out.
Absolutely, yeah. I can say that too, but this is the other thing. Just me as a small business owner. Mm-hmm. Every person comes to every small business in the community for their kid's sports team, their kid's soccer team, their team's tricky tray, this. I mean, I donate thousands of dollars of gift certificates and everything else every which year, right? And I've seen this meme before, like, oh, remember them? Everybody, like, Walmart doesn't support your kid's soccer team. Like, so, but that goes all year round. Like, I've said it for years. It's like, they come to us all the time, which is fine. Like, I'm giving for my community. And if I didn't want to give it to you, I wouldn't. Yeah. That's just how I am. Like, there's certain shit I don't give to because I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Yeah. But I try to give, support the kids and stuff because I got little kids that are playing sports and wrestling, like, and all that stuff. So I try to do, and we're in the community, so we try to, give back. And everybody goes, oh, well, that's just, free advertising for you. What the fuck is free? Nothing is free. Okay? It's money. It's gear. It's my time. Your time's free? Last time I checked, we all get paid for our time. Most of us, right? Yeah. Unless you're volunteering. I'm not a volunteer. I'm a business owner. Yeah. So there's two different things about that. So if I give to you, yes, it is giving. And it is a form of advertising, but it goes hand in hand, right? So, but like I see it even now. Like some people are really good about it, and some people are like, oh, I'm not even gonna buy a T-shirt from you, but you'll take my $200 gift certificate every year, 3 times a year, But it's like, oh yeah, things are tight right now. Well, it's always tight on small business owners. Even if you're doing well, like you're always like, you got your overhead, you got this. Yes, so everybody's like, oh, it's only $50. Yeah, but that same person, you can ask for $50 to support you. Oh, we're not, I'm only working and we got 2 kids. It's like, bro, I own my own business. Yeah. I have 3 children. Mm-hmm. I get it just as much as anybody else. I have to pay my own health insurance. Yeah. I have to pay into my own 401k. I got nobody price matching that, motherfucker. Yeah. So, I get it. So that's why I help a lot of people because I know how hard it is. Yeah. And and I'll tell you the one thing. Small business owners, 90% of the time, like any one of my small business owner customers, they will pay me religiously. Yeah. And they pay me on time, they pay me early. And it's like some people that are like, have the money, or don't get the small bit, but all small business owners for the most part, the ones I have dealt with in the industries like throughout, they're your best customers because they know how fucking hard it is. So we're seeing good things, like I said, this stuff brings out the good and bad in people, but usually good. So on another note, I'm doing a food drive here.
Yes, I saw that
on June 14th.
Yeah,
it's a Saturday. We're collecting for one of the local food pantries. We're really trying to collect like soap, shampoo, that stuff. There's a whole list. We'll post it on our social media. But it's from 9 to 12. You could drop off. You could call, donate one of the local churches in the area. My community here is Jefferson, but we also service members of Sparta and Opaca and stuff. So this time around, I think we're giving to a church in Sparta up there, Sussex County Food Bank that way. Even though we're like in Morris County, like we give to both. We're right on the answer. So like a lot of times I'll do like fundraiser for something in Jefferson, then I'll do a fundraiser for something in Sparta, just because I'm trying to cover all aspects. I don't just have students from my town, so I try to reach out. Nice. But Miss one of my students, one of my little toddlers, she is the cutest thing ever. Miss Paige, her mother, Courtney, she's helping me out with this, which I appreciate it. We're collabing on this, and you could drop off and whatever. So, it's on there. We'll put it up there. If you guys are interested, I know everybody's hurting. Yeah. I get it. So, if you can't physically clean out your cabinet and bring a couple things, or if you are fortunate enough, you can, you send a check to us or whatever it is, and we're going to give it to the, I think it can be made directly out to the church too. So nice. I'll put all the information up and on there. But I've been closed for 3 months and we're still doing food drives for Less Fortunate when I haven't even gotten paid. Yeah. And I'm not turning myself in the hand, but this is just what we do, Drew. Yeah. We gotta help each other. We gotta help the community. I know how hard it is to feed my kids, and I know there's people in a worse spot than me. Yeah. So if I can trickle down and we can come together, then it's all good, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a good thing, and like I said, our good friends Roll Junkie, they're still running their promo at this. So I know we have the promo code 2LiveFools, and they're also running a Memorial Day sale. So if you guys want to check them out, off. Yeah, 30% off. You want to guys get yourself some new gear, t-shirts, shorts, rash guards.
They got a Patriot rash guard that I wore today. Awesome.
They got a new Patriot t-shirt.
Come on, America, jiu-jitsu. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, always mix it too. That's always the best thing. And How many listeners we have, man?
Dude, oh yeah, we're doing all right. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we're over 50 something, almost 60 listeners.
Yeah.
And we had a couple
Established
hundred
it.
plays already. So we're starting to we appreciate you guys.
Yeah. So thanks, guys, for listening.
Our tribe, man. We love it.
Giving us feedback and to tell us what you like and what we don't like. Like I said, guys, this is a continuous process. We're trying to continually hone this and bring you guys some good content. So you guys want to hear anything? You know, any specific topics you want us to harp on? Like, we're always happy to. We're always here to, you know, provide good content to you guys and make sure you guys like we.
Yeah, you can DM us at Instagram, 2 Live Fools, or you can hit us up on Twitter at
2LifeFools00.
Yeah.
Drop content on there. Let's have a conversation, guys. Just jump on and want to know what you guys are all about and like some of the struggles you guys are kind of facing now, and then some of your hopes and for how this will turn out, and also updates in your lifestyle, like what you're doing to protect yourself and your family as well, because that's we're always looking for tips also to make sure that as we start to bring things back to some form of the way they were, we're being safe first of all.
motherfucking firearms, bro. That's my tip. Pow 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 pow.
Oh, just buy guns?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay.
What happens if you're already registered?
Oh, jeez.
These gun show over here, bro. Come on.
T-shirt's way too tight.
Yeah, baby gap, son. Baby gap.
Damn.
Hey,
Oh, they're close.
right, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's hard to be a gangster.
Yes, indeedy.
So, on that note, kids, everybody have a fantastic Memorial Day. Ourselves here at 2 Live Fools love you all. Stay safe. Don't blow your hand off with a firecracker. If you're gonna shoot up in the air, don't shoot around small children. All right. Keep it safe. Keep it gangster. America, New Jersey's coming back. We love all you guys. Keep the good fight going. All right.
Take it easy, guys.
Later.
Jiu-jitsu, when I hit you, then I split you.